I am very inspired by Gollum. So anything could be hiding in there. I'm now going up on this hill. I wish I'd see a beaver. Come on, beaver. The moment when you breach the top of the trees, all the little clumps of society in the middle of a lot of forest. See this little beanie on the mic? Okay, so I just felt good right now. I just feel good. I feel like my creativity is returning. I know that it might be a very short window before it just disappears out again. That's how life is. But I thought now, just because I feel like it, I'm gonna make this little video. It's called a Gollum kind of hike. I planned it already this summer, very spontaneously. It was one thing I wanted to do this summer. And it goes like this. We like the outdoors, right? You maybe saw the path to light. We were out in nature. We went to the fjords. We brought nice camera equipment. We present the video with lots of nice music and scripting and everything. And then I was like, but sometimes the adventure is just right outside of your door. You just open your door, you just go out. Maybe it's small, maybe it's insignificant, it's not very cool, but it's the adventure you have right here, right now, and you better take it. And now, I'm gonna bring in some of the audio from the video right here. And it's a very simple, casual video. I hope you enjoy it. Summer is over. It's getting colder. Look, I'm here. Should go out. See if I can capture some wind and some light. And the quickest adventure I've had so far. So we're starting. Old matter. I'm hoping the snakes are not out to bite us right now. Okay, I've made a critical mistake. I will go back and I'll take off my shoes. I put on the red beanie because this is an adventure, and red beanies and adventure is synonymous. And I also fixed this little problem. Had this little problem where I had shoes on and my shoes are not waterproof, but now these ones are very waterproof. Now we're heading back on the adventure. Yes. And I also took on a pair of pants that have a hole in the butt for no other purpose than I can throw them away. So, good thing when it's a little cold and wet, snakes go somewhere. I don't know where they go, but I never see any snakes when it's like this. Whew. Stepped on something sticky, but it's not a snake. Okay. So I'm leaving the house behind. I'm very excited because I get to do, for one single hour right now, there's a little bit of motion, as you see. There's motion in the trees. There's a little bit of wind. There's sometimes gusts, and then there's some motion in the light. All of this this excites me a lot. So now, and also I built my calluses somewhat this summer, so now it's really easy to go here. I'm gonna be really quiet because I feel really awkward talking to the camera. I don't want anyone to see me. Leaving civilization behind. We're heading across this mountain, or not mountain, hill. That's correct. I am very inspired by Gollum. He's my hiking role model. You know why? Because, you know, he goes barefoot. He just wears whatever the heck he has on. He doesn't bring luggage. He just Gollums his way all across Middle Earth. And this is my dream, to be able to do the same. Okay, here. Okay, so here, this is an old fence, like they built them back in the days. Snakes do like to hide in these sometimes, but we have only one venomous snake in Norway, and today I think he's in hiding somewhere. So now we're gonna make our way in and through this spot right here. So as you see, it's not any path right here, which for some reason I've always loved going off the path. I don't know why. Look at this little door, goes in right here, and now all of a sudden we're in a different biome altogether. Let's get the camera low here. A leafy biome, dry leaves covering the bottom. I love that. So this is like nowhere. Nobody goes here. It's between two paths. I'll end up on a path down here, and I'll follow that path around a little bit, and then I'll figure my way around to a particular little hill that I want to get to. I grew up playing all over these forests. No wonder I like going off path. It's not weird when you race that way. Okay, let's see if we can find anything beautiful to film. Maybe an animal. If I shut up a little bit, maybe we see a deer, maybe something small. I love the wind. I don't know why I love the wind so much, but every time there's motion, clouds rolling by, wind moving the treetops, rain pelting down, rain blowing in sheets, all of this stuff. Look how completely moss covered this rock is right here. It's also a great time to grow your calluses when you're a little excited, because then you forget the pain and just keep going. See? This is not the real path. This is just a small waterway, I think. And now, gotta be real silent in case I meet humans. That would be terrible. If they find me here talking alone to the camera, I would be so embarrassed. There are two ways to enable yourself to walk almost anywhere. One is to dress up with a lot of equipment, and it has to be completely waterproof. Or else, if it's hot enough, you can use the waterproofity of your own body, which is a beautiful thing. It's nice that it's beanie weather again. I don't know why this makes me so happy, but it is what it is. There's not much I can do about it. When I run on this stuff, I sink into it. I think it's just a pure lack of sensation when we sit too much inside in front of the computer, and I have an office job, you know. Sometimes I put out these like outdoors videos, but I have an office job, so much of my life is spent indoors. When I can just run down this mud, feel myself sink into it, it's just a great sensation. Probably ADHD thing too, but hey, it is what it is. Don't be ashamed of the things you love doing, you know, which comes with certain limitations. I'm now going up on this hill, or crag, or what you call it. Before we get there, look at this. Straws, I know, great. We used to ice skate on this lake as a kid, but I have a different idea. I'm gonna go over here. Let's run. This is how people around here keep warm in the winter. I have chopped my fair amount of wood for my parents, just staying warm. And I know for some of you city people that's very exotic. For other people, that's just normal. This was always one of my favorite places to go as a kid. There's something about these oak and what is that? There's like a certain nut. This one. And I think they make the nicest forests. Always felt like jungle. And there are cliffs here. Cliffs always add drama to film. And then there's this little road passing through here and opening out on a field, small field that I always loved as a kid. So I was thinking, there's this tree out here. So if I can just find my way through the stinging nettles, I do not want to step on stinging nettles. That's it's not nice. It's unnice. In fact, if I'll be honest. Ugh. So if I scare a worm right now, like a poisonous one, well, I'll be very uncomfortable. Okay. The flowing grass here sounds exactly like a snake. These branches right here, we call them breiner, but we also call them worm grass. And one of the habitats of the poisonous snakes we have is beneath these, exactly right here, beneath these leaves. They always remind me of Jurassic Park, so anything could be hiding in there. It's like jungle plants. But I think the zigzag pattern from our venomous worm, the hookworm, comes from the light filtering through here, so it gives it good camouflage in that. That's at least one theory that I heard, but who knows. It does look like this actually. What if we see a snake and we can film it now? That would be amazing. I also have this mental disease or whatever, this problem that I don't know where it stems from, but I always feel better when I'm up on something. Like, I need to not focus on the camera. When I can walk up something like this, just a little bit off the ground, maybe it's primal instinct, who knows? And when I can walk up this little thing right here, that gives me the best feeling. Oh, something was splashing. Something did splash down there. Was it the tree? No, the tree's not touching. There was something. Do you think the camera saw it? Did you guys see it? Now the wind is moving across the lake. So many water lilies. Let me zoom out. Look, I'm now standing above the water. I think I can't go very much further. So much beauty in the details. It's always the details. Hey, I swear. You see the rings on the water right there? The flowers though. The water lilies just floating. So there was something here and here. There are beavers around here. And I've seen a beaver swimming in the daytime. And then I saw 2 beavers pass the road one night. Gosh, I wish I'd see a beaver. Come on, beaver. What's the beaver called? Anyway, the beaver is working down here, and I'll probably be able to show that. If I can manage to turn around on this tree. Some of the most rewarding things I've ever done is train my balance to a certain level and train my foot soles to a certain level, because it enables so many tiny little adventures, spontaneous Gollum adventures, barefoot Gollum adventures. Here comes the sun, as they said. Okay, look at this. These thick straws. I don't know what it is. But it's very soft to walk on. Okay, I'll look at the time. My time is limited. Okay, I have 25 more minutes of adventuring right now. How do I immerse myself to the maximum degree in Mother Nature? That tasted terrible. And now it's on my teeth. Sometimes we forget how tall trees are. Just the way up there to the top of that, man, you just never think about it, but it can get so tall, and we're just used to it, and we don't look up enough. This is one of my convictions. We don't look up nearly enough. So here on the south coast, we have a lot of maple. Not the most, but I think oak is among what we have the most of. A bunch of birch. And if I am correct, the leafy trees are native to here, while the needle trees that we also have a lot of, like fir and spruce, they are not native. They came from somewhere else down in Europe, but they have spread quickly. You know, another thing that's great with the Lord of the Rings, so dolly zoom, and then get off the road, then we just get off the road, you know? I heard something, but it might just be a bird. Another place I used to love as a kid, and we always planned to make film here. There was a movie we made a full blueberries. There you see, in the forest, ADHD belongs. Therefore, this is where I get my break from society, where I have to wear shoes and stick to one subject for a long time. Look at this, look at this. How perfect is that? When there is no path, you just path yourself forward. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I find the spot. I did this exact hike a couple of years ago in the winter, and everything was covered by snow. Just have to hammer your feet into the snow. Here, this rock, and you see it's a little bit of a cliff wall over there. Can I force the focus? No, I can't. It's hard when it's handheld. Look at this though. Oh, this is another fun thing. So, these plants, we used to call them licorice root. I didn't get the root. So, here's a prime example. This little thing. Here's the camera. This little thing. Can I have the focus? Yes. This little thing. You can chew on it. It tastes a little bit like licorice. Let's try. If I remember. I love licorice, by the way. It's the only candy I actually need. Let me zoom out. Childhood came rushing into my head. What's happening here? It doesn't taste very good, but it does have the licorice aftertaste. I wonder if it is licorice or whatever it is. Tell me if this is poisonous, and this is why I destroyed my stomach as a child. Just look at the details. One of my favorite things about nature is the theme. It's the theme of big and small. That you can see a huge landscape, but then you can just look down and look at one single leaf, and it's so detailed. Yeah, so we went here. We made a full-size puppet out of chicken wire, and then we threw it. Then we were going to throw it down here. It's part of a film shot. So this tree, see that cool tree? With everything just crookedly branching out. That was to be the holy tree of a tribe of people that had kidnapped my friend or something similar. That was the plot. And up here they were to live here, and then at a certain point there was going to be a fight, and we're going to throw him off the edge of this cliff down by that rock. There's a rock down there, but I don't know if you can see this, but this is very steep and it's 50 meters down. I'm not going to go there now. But that was a great plan. So we built a little teepee here. I remember we built a little teepee. Wonder if anything of that is left. You see how that stands out? And look, now you can start to see a little bit of view. Let me just finish this journey. It's not an easy place to go up. I think since I have the camera, I will still pick the hardest way I can see. No, not the hardest, but the most exciting. So, okay. This is adventuring like Gollum. Just so you know, this is me in my natural habitat. I don't usually film it because these are personal and lonesome adventures. See this little sketchy. Okay. These are like my time away. But this summer I just felt like I want to do one film where I bring you on one of my personal out and abouts. Can I do this? No. The wind is howling through that like communication tower up here. Yes, the moment when you reach the top of the trees, there's like this moment when you get your head up and all of a sudden you can see everything, and then the wind starts blowing more, and if you're really hot after climbing, it's also great. So in case the battery gives out now, then it was nice doing this with you. Look, the sun breaks through. Very nice. Very nice. See the horizon out here? No wonder I grew up with a craving for adventures. Look at this. It's calling you for adventure, isn't it? It's saying, hey, there's something out here. Now you can also see the waves breaking around the shores. What do you call those? Little island. This beautiful little opening. A glen. Is that a glen? Need to learn more English. Inglesa. You see how this is? All the little clumps of society in the middle of a lot of forest. And then the ocean comes all the way in here. This is the ocean too. Goes around here. And then this is a peninsula, but this one to the right behind this tree, that's an island. And this closest right here where you see a little bay going in, that's also an island. And the water goes around here, and out into the open sea, where the waves are much wilder. I did found a second berry. I believe you call it the lingonberry. This is, I think, just a Swedish word. We're getting towards the end of the summer, but berries are just fantastic treasures in the wild. Small little energy bombs growing out of the ground. You forget that when you're too much in the city. It is amazing. Here, I think we're coming to one of my favorite hills to crest. If you can even hear me in this wind. I don't know if you caught that, but this is putting a smile on my face for sure. When the wind comes and it grabs you a little bit, shakes you a little bit, it makes me feel alive. I don't know why. Maybe I need to be shook sometimes. Ah, the light disappeared. That's the thing about moving light though. It's not reliable. See the layers of forest up there. I've always loved coming up here, staring. This is where the light is right now. So videography is capturing light. And what I love about light is that it is elusive. You don't know what you're gonna get. My time is up. It's time to run home the quickest way possible. So I'm following the path. But even the path here is really seldom used. And while I didn't see any animals here, have a wonder of nature. With light flickering across it. Ants at work. See if we can see any of the. It's not very hectic today. But we can hear. If I could control the focus, but hey. I'm not doing that today. Sticking with the simple stuff today. Look at these guys. Just working, minding their own business. Not thinking too much about us. And we're not thinking too much about them. But they're here. That was just because I love the light spilling through there. And this is the final stretch of road going home. There's still a little more vacation left. And now the birds are singing. If I'm not entirely wrong, that's my mom walking the dog. Of course, for my international audience, the fartsdampeners, fartsdempere. Very important feature of Norwegian culture. What would we do without them? Farts would not be dampened. Here it is. Back at the house you all know and love. The red house on the Norwegian south coast, where the beanies were first made. So this is a different day, but I really wanted to get one of these guys on camera, and now I saw him. So here we are.